I've been with the food bank, it'll be 10 years this year. In my time with the organization, we've made great strides forward in terms of understanding in the community of the work that we do, but also in terms of the sustainability of the organizations and the programs that we now have, corporate sponsorships and partnerships that were non-existent 10 years ago.
Over Weighty Save on Foods, we've got some tremendous partnerships with our food banks throughout all of British Columbia and Alberta, all the communities that we operate in. And through various programs, be it internal, be it store, be it the BC sharing coupons, or being the great events that we can partner with food banks or other big suppliers, we've been able to make great contributions back to the food banks.
One of the things about the food bank is that every time I come in here, I'm amazed by the number of partnerships in the community. So those are gracious partnerships. There's partnerships with grocery stores, there's partnerships with businesses and community organizations, and so all of those partnerships make this organization run.
One of the awesome things about my job is that I get to see the good in people. I get to see people who are wanting to give and help their community and help those who are less fortunate.
We have recipients that come into the food bank from all walks of life. Some people are in short-term need, some people in long-term need, disabled people, people that are just maybe out of work temporarily, or people that just cannot make ends meet. They are working and trying to feed their wives and families and whatnot, but just aren't making enough money to feed themselves.
I've heard a lot of stories about people that have had good paying jobs and all of a sudden there's just some sort of a crisis and they have to use the food bank for a month or 2 months, 3 months, and then they get back on their feet again. And some of them come back and contribute.
I was in a work-related accident that caused me 3 different injuries to my body. My lower back I still have problems with. It does enable me to be able to get back to work as soon as I'd like to be back. Because of the income is only $1,000 a month, there was no room for food, so I turned to the food bank for help.
Giving is fun and it's super rewarding. One great thing about the food bank is when it creates food hampers, they use the Canadian Food Guide. So we're looking for those non-perishable food items, things that are high in protein. But anything from pastas to cereals to canned tin goods to juices. And, but you know what? Especially family and baby. So we're looking for diapers and baby food too. But we also don't want to forget our pets. So we're looking for pet food too. Whatever contributions always help, and the food bank makes sure that they put what limited resources they have to the best use.
The one thing I didn't realize that was in my hamper, as I had mentioned, I had a puppy, was even some puppy treats and some food for him. I was impressed.
Baby food, baby formula, pasta, real nutritional items such as tuna that has protein in it, things of that nature we could really use on an ongoing basis.
All of the donations that come in here, whether they're canned goods or fresh vegetables and fruit or meats and things, all get really well used, and so just give a little, even if it's a little, it goes a long way.
Every person who comes in has a story, and many of which are heartbreaking. We hear a lot of different things, from moms watering down their formula. I had one mother tell me that she leaves empty boxes in her cupboard so that her friends and family don't know that there's no food in those boxes. And these are just things that we take for granted.
She had just said, my husband is a contractor, and it basically came down to he wasn't paid on 2 different jobs that he had done, and it was kind of those 2 instances that drew them to the food bank.
She's been trying to put herself through school to be a nurse, has 3 children under the age of 5, and comes to the food bank and is very grateful for the assistance that she gets here.
We have a lot of volunteers, about 120 volunteers we need on a year-round basis to help us run the operation.
I started volunteering at the Kelowna Community Food Bank in 1984. So I get up every morning with gladly and hopefully happy to go down to the food bank and volunteer.
We heavily rely on volunteers and to make this place operate and to be able to do what we do in the community.
Just the people that are volunteering there are smiling at you when you go in. It's great. It's a great feeling to go to the food bank and to see this.
Well, it just keeps you feeling good.
On behalf of the Kelowna Community Food Bank, we'd like to thank you for your donations. Without the donations, this organization doesn't exist. We appreciate you reaching out in whatever capacity you can today and making the first annual Giving Back at Breakfast a huge success. Thank you.
Just a big thank you to everybody involved in providing my home with food.
We're here for those people, and we're here to make life a little bit easier.
Today we are excited to offer not just hope, but a promise for a better future for many Kelowna families in need. Sometimes people need some help. So that's what we do. That's what you do sitting here today, is you help us help them. Thank you.